Artificial intelligence is coming around quickly, barging into our lives with the likes of Siri, Alexa, and other forms across the internet. But what happens when AI becomes sentient and murderous? Before we begin, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Every new sub helps us achieve our goal and keeps us motivated to create new content. With that being said, I'm your host, Jamie, and here are 10 films about killer AI. Number 1, The Terminator. In 1984, James Cameron gave us a landmark sci-fi with his time travel classic, The Terminator. The film stars Arnold Schwarzenegger as a titular character in one of his most iconic roles, and remains his most popular to this day. While in later entries, Schwarzenegger's T-800 robot is a hero or a good guy, although still kicks ass, has typically been reprogrammed to protect the protagonist. In the original film, he was the bad guy. In The Terminator, a robot is sent from the future by lethal AI Skynet to kill the mother who will birth the son of the human resistance. Sarah Connor, played by Linda Hamilton, is a meek-mannered waitress, unaware she would eventually give birth to said resistance leader, John Connor. When the T-800 arrives, he is a ruthless killer. He uses a phone book and starts to systematically kill every Sarah Connor he finds. While this plot device provides the viewer with a well-crafted tension and brutal killing scenes, it's one that I find more and more amusing as the years go by. I understand that the T-800 wasn't the most advanced robot model, and Skynet had limited information on John Connor's history, but an advanced robot that is relying on phone books and boosts, which have since been phased out, is kind of funny, but I digress. Hamilton's Sarah gets wind of the other Sarah Connors being killed, which helps her escape. A man named Kyle Reese, played by Michael Biehn, was also sent back in time to protect Sarah Connor. Hamilton and Biehn have potent on-screen chemistry, which is crucial to the story. Reese has a deep love for Sarah, and she has a passion for him, but I like that she doesn't fall in love with him. The bond remains important because he is John Connor's father. It takes the two of them to stop the merciless T-800, who genuinely feels unstoppable in this film. The Terminator is one of Cameron's lowest budget productions, and that occasionally shows. But because he wrote a sharp script and is so tightly edited, it's easy to look past that. But don't look past this film. You can catch it on Tubi, Pluto, MGM+, VIX, Sling, Prime, Google Play, Philo, or Fandango. Number 2, Ex Machina. Ex Machina is easily one of the best films of the 2010s. Although it did not even receive the coveted Best Picture nomination, writer-director Alex Garland did receive a nod for Best Screenplay. Alicia Vikander, who also received an Academy Award nomination for Best Supporting Actress, gives an astounding performance as a lifelike robot in this near-perfect sci-fi film. Ex Machina did receive the Oscar for Best Special Effects though. That, coupled with its flawless production design and a script so polished, you might just see society reflecting off of it. Ex Machina is even more relevant today as it was over a decade ago when it was released. In the film, programmer Caleb Smith, played by Donald Gleason, is invited to a secluded home by CEO Nathan Bateman, played by Oscar Isaac. Coincidentally, these two would both star in Star Wars: The Force Awakens, released merely a year later. Nathan built an advanced AI humanoid robot. It has passed the Turing test, a test developed by famous British engineer and inventor of the computer, Alan Turing. Nathan needs Caleb to determine if this robot actually has consciousness. Most of the film is an exploration of what determines that. If you're looking for a straight-up AI robot film, Ex Machina is not that, but it is worth the watch regardless. Just say, Alexa, play Ex Machina on Prime, Google Play, or Fandango. Number 3, Megan. Megan, stylized M3 Gan, is a techno-horror comedy from Blumhouse that makes up for in subtleties and silliness what it lacks in originality. Horror in recent years more and more frequently exists on a digital sphere. One of our timeless cultural fears is in the dangers of advanced technological developments. While Megan doesn't touch on anything new, the film certainly reflects our modern sentiments on technology, primarily AI and robotics. The film's ambivalence towards these fears, coinciding with its immediate popularity, signals that we are approaching an era where some of these technological fears may have been overplayed. Although, with dipshit tech bros and the scientifically illiterate in charge now, we should be fearful. Megan demonstrates that humanity's relationship with technology is complicated. The narrative makes it clear that though technological advances can be dangerous when implemented recklessly, technology is vital in our life and aids the characters more often than not. Important sidebar. Most of the films that warn us about cutting-edge tech, it is actually capitalistic corruption and hubris that is the true problem. Megan works within a familiar framework, but it is well-paced and smarter than expected. It cleverly infuses plenty of topical pop psychology and science. The film leans into its sardonic sense of humor and is laced with emotional poignancy as it deals with themes of grief and how individuals cope with it. The titular robot, Megan, is the real star of this film. Amy McDonald, who did her physical performance, and Jenna Davis, who did her vocal work, both do a magnificent job bringing Megan's eerie stoicism, fluid movements, and deadpan sarcasm to life. What the film boils down to is that Megan is so overly protective to the extreme with the child she pairs with. The sassy robot uses extreme, even lethal violence on anyone who makes her child even remotely sad. The biggest downside to the film, especially for those who are here for the crimson-soaked murder, is that Megan's theatrical cut is PG-13. I suggest watching the unrated version that doesn't cut away from the kills. Megan is not a cerebral cinematic masterpiece, but it is a well-made film that is topical and entertaining. You can watch it on Starz, Sling, Philo, Prime, Fandango, or Google Play. Number 4, Child's Play. I was on the fence about a Child's Play remake, as many slasher remakes, while aren't as terrible as fans would suggest, are typically studio cash grabs put together by people who lack understanding of what made the original great, or at least special. In terms of Child's Play, the films are hit and miss, but Brad Dourif completely embodied Chucky with his voice acting and carried this series through thick and thin. I was on board with the remake when they announced Chucky would be voiced by Mark Hamill, who rose to stardom playing sci-fi icon Luke Skywalker in George Lucas's game-changing space opera Star Wars. However, Hamill's career as a voice actor was arguably more successful, as his voice work as the Joker in the Batman animated series became the gold standard. Hamill delivered a strong performance as a killer doll in Child's Play that was just as good as Dourif's, while even being his own. The film also streamlined the story of the original, aged Andy up, and made him more relatable, and shed some of the cheesier aspects of the original. Chucky was also changed into an AI robotic toy instead of sticking with the problematic voodoo originally used. And thanks to the exponential advancements in AI and robotics, the remake of Child's Play ages well. If none of that matters to you except for good old-fashioned AI robot slaughter, then 2019's Child's Play is perfect for you. You can stream it on Tubi, Pluto, Prime, Google Play, or Fandango. Number 5, The Matrix. 1999's The Matrix is known for its groundbreaking visual effects, as well as introducing mainstream America to cinematic styles that were more unique to the cinema of Japan. The stunning visuals are a match only for the cerebral themes and sublime storytelling. Although all the actors embody their characters well in this fantastic ensemble, Lawrence Fishburne is arguably the standout in his role as Morpheus, whose character guides us from the Matrix into the real world. Fishburne fashioned a unique articulation for his character, and he imbues the screen with a Shakespearean stage presence. Hugo Weaving also stole scenes with his biting performance as the main antagonist, Agent Smith. One of the things that makes The Matrix so iconic and dynamic is it is as action-filled as it is suspenseful. For my generation, this was a go-to mind-blowing film. The Matrix is centered around a group of super hackers played by Keanu Reeves, Lawrence Fishburne, and Carrie-Anne Moss, playing Neo, the aforementioned Morpheus, and Trinity, respectively. Neo feels a disconnect with reality, which reflected a general malaise felt by the Gen X with society at the time. We come to learn that the characters are not living in the real world, and reality is an AI simulation called The Matrix. Make sure to check this out over on Google Play, Apple TV, Prime, or Fandango. Number 6. 2001: A Space Odyssey. 2001: A Space Odyssey is Stanley Kubrick's 1968 sci-fi masterpiece, which he co-wrote with notorious sci-fi author Arthur C. Clarke. Kubrick and Clarke were inspired by Clarke's own short stories, including 1951's The Sentinel and 1953's Encounter at Dawn, to adapt into film. 2001: A Space Odyssey is one of the most groundbreaking films, as well as the most influential. Even if you've never seen it, you know quotes from it. You know the thunderous epic score, and you have seen the opening monolith scene parodied, paid homage, referenced, etc. One of the latest films to reference the opening of A Space Odyssey is in 2023's smash hit blockbuster, Barbie. In 2001: A Space Odyssey, astronaut Dave Bowman is sent on a mission with his team, who are assisted by the ship's artificial intelligence, HAL 3000. Over the course of the film, HAL 3000 starts acting strange and becoming increasingly more insubordinate. The most obvious future prediction that came true is voice recognition artificial intelligence. Today we have Alexa, Siri, and Cortana, just to name a few. Although as far as I can tell, they aren't antagonistic. On July 20th, 1969, just over a year after 2001 was released, NASA put a man on the moon for the first time. The film did predict we would land on and colonize the moon. Or it could have been that Kubrick had NASA scientists working on the film and received some insight while keeping things as scientifically accurate as possible on the film. Whatever the case, experience 2001: A Space Odyssey on Max, Sling, Prime, Google Play, or Fandango. Number 7. I, Robot. The Will Smith-led I, Robot was released in the summer of 2004 to mixed to positive reviews. Critics citing that while it's smarter than your typical action blockbuster fare, it doesn't break the mold too much. It was a modest hit for Fox, grossing $353 million worldwide on a $120 million budget. I, Robot is based on prolific sci-fi writer Isaac Asimov's 1950 book, I, Robot. The film retains the basic premise of the novel, but otherwise it's a big overhaul. I, Robot takes place in 2035, 10 years from now, and they expect us to believe we'll have high-speed rails? Not under this fascist administration. In I, Robot, robots have been developed to help humans, used as servants as well as in various civil service jobs. The film follows Detective Del Spooner, played by Smith, investigating an alleged suicide of Alfred Lanning, the founder of robotics. Del has a checkered history with robots and doesn't trust them. He believes that Alfred was murdered by a robot. Much like the book, I, Robot does ask what is humanity, what is sentience, and what is consciousness. However, you can stream I, Robot on Hulu, Sling, Google Play, Fandango, or Prime. Number 8. I Am Mother. This may come as a disappointment to all those Swifties out there, but Netflix's I Am Mother has nothing to do with Taylor Swift. If you know, you know. Regardless, it's a pretty intriguing sci-fi film. I Am Mother premiered at Sundance in January of 2019 and received a theatrical release in Australia in June of this same year. The film marks a feature directorial debut of Australian filmmaker and podcaster Grant Sprout. For Monsterverse fans out there, Sprout will be directing the Godzilla x Kong follow-up. I Am Mother revolves around a facility that is used to harbor embryos for repopulation after an extinction-level event on Earth. An AI robot, simply known as Mother, is overseeing the facility. The film follows a soul child being raised by the AI, simply called Daughter. Insidious and Bridesmaids' superbly talented Rose Byrne voices Mother. I Am Mother is smart, intense sci-fi thriller that was met with overwhelming positive reviews. In the film, Daughter discovers someone else in the facility, simply called Woman. She's played by Academy Award-winning actress and the next Karate Kid, Hilary Swank. Woman's introduction casts doubt on what Daughter believes about Mother. While her goal is to save humanity, each embryo she raised has to meet her standards of an exceptional human being able to continue the species. Otherwise, they are eliminated. The concept isn't new, but I Am Mother executes it tautly and intelligently. Making the AI neutral instead of evil sets it apart from a lot of killer AI films. But I Am Mother is available to stream on Netflix. Number 9, Westworld. Before it became a hit Emmy-winning HBO series, Westworld was a 70s sci-fi western flick. The film was released in 1973 to positive critical reception. Westworld was an original screenplay from the late science fiction novelist Michael Crichton, the author responsible for the 1990 acclaimed bestseller Jurassic Park. Westworld would also be Crichton's first feature film to grace the silver screen. The film revolves around a futuristic theme park. Crichton clearly had a fondness for theme parks, where people can live out their fantasy. Westworld being one where people can specifically live out a Western fantasy. Everyone that's part of the Western setting is a robot. Westworld also has a less well-received Peter Fonda-led Future World in 1976, with no involvement from Michael Crichton. In Westworld, the robots malfunction, essentially developing AI and becoming conscious. Westworld is about how unchecked technology will inevitably run amok. It's also a critique of our own misguided idealization of the Old West. I suggest checking out the film on Google Play, Fandango, or Prime. Number 10, Subservience. The newest film on this list is 2024's Subservience. The story revolves around Nick, a father who is looking for assistance around the house after his wife Maggie was hospitalized in need of a new heart. His daughter stumbles across one of the most advanced robotic AI for sale while he and her are out shopping, and the daughter takes a liking to it. Said robot, Alice, is played by late 2000s heartthrob Megan Fox. Subservience bars some similarities to 2022's breakout robot hit Megan, but a more mature version. Director Scott Dale recently worked with Megan Fox in the acclaimed horror film from 2021, Till Death. Subservience does reflect modern bigotry on immigrants, as the idea that robots are stealing jobs is a subplot with Nick's redneck friends. Early on in the film, Nick factory resets Alice so she can experience Casablanca with no preconceived notions. Little did he know this also enabled her to adjust her own civility settings, which she greatly reduced. Sidebar, why was this an option for a robot? It's like the programmers wanted something bad to happen. Regardless, the film is sleek and Megan Fox does a killer job. Even though it's R-rated, I feel like they held back on the kills. While Subservience is predictable, it is entertaining. If sequel rumors are true, I'd suggest they streamline the narrative and get more unhinged on the sex and violence. For now, you can stream this film on Prime, Google Play, Netflix, or Fandango. Thanks for checking out the video. Did we leave any films off the list? Let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, please like, share, comment, and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to tap that bell icon to stay up to date with our latest releases. You can reach out to us on Twitter or X at Studios Fat, or chat with us on Discord, linked below. We're also now on Blue Sky. You can find us at studiosfat.bsky.social, which will also link below. If you're really enjoying our content and want to help support us, click that join button for exclusive content, rewards, and perks. Make sure to check out our very own merch store located at fatninja.shop. All proceeds go towards our next film project, so we'd greatly appreciate it. I've been your host, Jamie. Thanks again and take care.